The Qur'an is not a book of outer religion. It is a book of the inner self. The Qur'an is the book of Nafs. In Arabic, Nafs means psyche, the human psychology. Every verse of the Qur'an speaks to the mind, to the emotions, to the conscience that lives within. It reveals how our thoughts shape our world, how desires disturb our peace, and how awareness restores balance. It is a guide to the evolution of the self, from confusion to clarity, from animal instinct to divine insight. Section 1. Nafs, the psychological self. Nafs is the center of human psychology. Its nature is to stay attached to the earthly and animal level, to nurture desires, to chase satisfaction through the five senses. The nafs is always busy, finding ways to fulfill what it wants. When these desires exceed their limits, the human mind becomes disturbed, and the person turns psychologically unwell. The Qur'an studies this mind. It teaches how to heal it through awareness. In English, nafs means psyche. The Qur'an never speaks about the body. It speaks about the inner mind and the conscience. When it says the nafs dies or becomes ill, it means the psyche is imbalanced. A peaceful life requires a balanced nafs. Nafs also means breath, energy. When a person fears, angers, or despairs, his breathing changes. So too does his energy. Just as breath is life, nafs is the energy of the inner life. The Qur'an even calls Allah nafs. It means the divine self lives within us. If trained, the nafs becomes Allah, the voice of conscience. If ignored, the nafs becomes shaitan, the whisper of illusion. There is one energy only. Its positive side is Allah, Rahman, Rab. Its negative side is shaitan, tagut, kanas. To care for your nafs is to care for your Allah. Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 105 says, O you who believe, guard your nafs. It does not say body. It says nafs, the inner self. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 54, Musa told his people to kill their nafs, not through death, but through discipline and transformation. Killing the nafs means changing it, training it, purifying it. When we neglect the nafs, our inner Allah becomes divided, a false god, a smaller self, the tagut within. When we discipline the nafs, we return to alignment with the command of Allah, the command of conscience. Section 2. Ruh, inner breath of awareness. Ruh means a swift breeze, a breath that revives, a life that awakens a dead existence. It cools the burning mind, brings peace to the troubled heart, and fills life with freshness and motion. Ruh is the gentle awakening of awareness. Ruh asks questions. It is the voice that says, why? Why should I act? What is the purpose? What will it bring? Ruh seeks meaning. The nafs seeks gratification. Ruh is interested in why. The nafs is trapped in how. When the Ruh finds the reason, the nafs becomes calm. Confusion ends. Clarity rises. Ruh is Amr Allah, the divine command, the voice of pure conscience. It begins to work only when the human recognizes the tricks of the nafs and starts asking questions within. If I keep following my lower desires, I will remain trapped. I will never rise. The Qur'an calls this higher state Ruh-ul-Qudus, the spirit that allows no error, a clean, flawless command of conscience. When the Ruh understands its reason, the nafs craving fades away. The human becomes aware, illuminated, free from darkness. Section 3. The link between nafs and Ruh. The Ruh is the higher question. The Nafs is the lower impulse. Ruh asks why. Nafs asks how. When the Ruh answers, the Nafs finds peace. When the Ruh is silenced, the Nafs becomes a tyrant. The Ruh cools the fire of the Nafs. It turns chaos into conscience. This is Tazkiyah al-Nafs, the purification of the self. When the Ruh leads, the Nafs obeys. Then only the command of Allah remains. The command of conscience. When the Nafs leads, the human falls into duality. Allah becomes divided into positive and negative forces within. Spirituality awakens when reflection begins, when insight replaces impulse, when humility and learning take root. According to Qur'an 15, verse 29, Adam was lifeless until Allah breathed into him His command. Then the angels bowed. Meaning, consciousness only rises when the command of Ruh awakens inside the human being. That breath is the evolution of awareness. When this awareness grows, the human becomes Ashraf al-Makhlukat. He understands Allah, realizes the secret of Ruh, and discovers that he is not separate from Allah. He is connected with Allah. Because of this connection, the human protects the presence of Allah within. He does not let his conscience turn into negative energy. When the Ruh and the Nafs unite, the lower obeying the higher, the human rises from darkness into light. That is true guidance, Hidayah, the alignment of desire with conscience, the harmony between Nafs and Ruh, the awakening of Allah within. For more reflections and writings, visit www.ahleaqal.com or find Ahle Aqal on YouTube, WhatsApp, and TikTok.